Hello listeners of Illusion, Temporal Discussion is very proud to be able to bring you an episode of the Knightmare Audio Series. This particular episode was the summer special episode from 2017. It stars Melissa Chatterton as Olivia, Jake Collins as Treguard, Hordriss, Tobias, Doorkis, Merlin and Lissard, Rosey Collins as Scarlet, Majida, Atargatis and Sidriss, Amy Davies as Malice, Gemma Dwarwood as Oracle, Antony Rowe as Finton, Ricky Temple as Ollie, and Ross Thompson as Doris, Bookworm, Rothbury, Smirkanoff, Brother Strange, Fatilla, Sir Hugh, and Lord Fear. It was edited by Jake Collins and Ross Thompson. It was written by Jake Collins and Rosey Collins, based on a quest outlined by Jake Collins, Rosey Collins, and Ross Thompson. The official website can be found at knightmareaudioseries.weebly.com, where all episodes can be downloaded. And now time turns, the fire burns, time out is gone, the story is on.
Greetings, passive ones. It's good to have you back with us, isn't it, Pickle?
If you say so, Master. Personally, I thought it was hot enough in here without cramming in an extra batch of sweaty bodies. But I suppose I'll just have to grin and bear it.
Yes, you will, Pickle. And we're about to be joined by 4 perspiring teenagers as well, so if you'd rather leave and find a shady spot...
No, Master, I'll stay. I don't want to miss out on the adventure.
Well then, we'd better see what we can do about getting it started. Enter, stranger. Welcome, young man. Your name, please.
Matthew Harrison.
You won't survive here without the proper help, Matthew, so call your advisors to us now.
Courtney, Imogen, Anne-Marie.
Welcome, girls. Who guides this dungeoneer?
Courtney David.
Imogen Andrews. Anne-Marie Warner.
And where do you all come from, Matthew?
Newbury and Berkshire.
Very well then, let's get you on your way. Pickle the equipment if you please.
Here it is, Master, ready and waiting.
Thank you. Matthew, here is the helmet of justice, which blinds you to the way ahead. Here the knapsack for food to feed your life force. 2 objects may you carry at any one time, and remember, the only way is onwards. There is no turning back. Now, is there anything else I should tell you?
The object of his quest, perhaps, Master?
Ah, yes. Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that just now, team, but you will find out before long, I assure you. Now then, Matthew, do you feel ready?
Yes.
Then face the dungeon door, and step boldly forward.
Where am I?
You're at a castle entrance for the drawbridge, but it's closed, and in front of you there's a pit.
What do we have to do?
Hang on a minute, Courtney. Look, a face is appearing on the drawbridge.
Oh, lack a day. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh, how dreadful. It's a human. Now I suppose you want me to open. And of course I can't. Oh, dear.
This is a spellbound door, team. It's been locked with lies and can only be opened with the truth. Its name, by the way, is Doris. Pickle, time for the calling, I think.
As you wish, Master. The call in here is simple enough, girls. All Matthew has to do is to call out true and false, false and true, open up, and let us through.
Okay, Matthew, you've got to call out true and false, false and true, open up and let us through.
Alright. True and false, false and true, open up and let us through.
Oh dear, I hear. An ammonite is a jewel, true or false?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Matthew?
I'm not sure. I think they talked about Ammonites on Jedward's Big Adventure, but I can't remember what they were.
I didn't watch Jedward's Big Adventure.
Nor did I, but I wish I had now. Well, it sounds like a duel, doesn't it?
I suppose so. Try true, Matthew.
True.
Falsehood. A dogfish is a sort of shark. True or false?
That's true, isn't it?
A dogfish? I thought that was just a joke, because of catfish.
No, Courtney, they're real, and they are sharks. Say true, Matthew.
True.
Truth accepted. In legend, Guinevere first came to Camelot as a servant. True or false?
Well, we know that's true from watching Merlin.
Hang on a minute, though. Is that really true to the legend?
What do you know any different?
I'm not sure.
What do you think, Matthew?
I think we should go for true if we've got nothing else to go on.
All right then. Tell the door.
True.
Falsehood.
Oh no!
Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh, this is terrible. Truth will out. Ah, yes. Truth will out, and so will you.
Well, it seems to have worked, team, anyway. Onward.
Okay, Matthew, just walk forwards now.
Where am I?
You're in a green room with a big fireplace on the far wall. In the middle of the room, there's a sort of block with a shield or something on it. And there's a woman walking around.
Oh, at last! A dungeoneer! You are a dungeoneer, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. I just thought I'd better check you weren't a goblin or anything. Well, I could hardly do something like this with a goblin, now could I?
I don't know. Something like what?
Well, perhaps I'd better introduce myself first. I'm, Sidriss. What's your name?
Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. Now then. Oh dear, I'm not at all sure how to begin. Well, the thing is, there's something in level 3 that I'd very much like to have, only I can't get at it, and since you're going there anyway, I thought perhaps you could find it for me. I'd reward you, of course, with magic in level 3. Or perhaps I'm not supposed to tell you that. Anyway, if you agree, I'll give you something now to seal the pact. How does that sound?
What shall I say, guys?
She's gesturing at the shield, Matthew. I suppose we'll need it.
Why, that's the Eye Shield Master. Surely that can't be of any help in this quest. Couldn't Sidriss have offered them something a bit more useful? If you ask me.
Hush now, Pickle. Team, the decision is yours.
I don't think we can trust her.
Why not?
She seems nice.
Well, ask her what she wants you to find, Matthew.
What is it that you want me to find for you?
Oh, well, I'm not supposed to say until you've agreed. At least that's what Father says. He's Hordriss the Confuser, by the way. You might have heard of him.
Yes, I have. Guys, I think I should agree to help her. We'll need magic in level 3.
Go on then, Matthew.
Alright, I agree.
To what? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Now then, what I want you to find for me is a hand mirror. A simple hand mirror. Oh dear, I do want it ever so much. You see, Matthew, I've heard that this mirror can reverse any magic, even if it's magic that's gone wrong. I'm so tired of relying on my father to fix all my mistakes.
Matthew, she's crying. Comfort her.
Oh, well, everyone makes mistakes.
But not all the time, like I do. Oh, I'm sorry, Matthew, I'm being silly. Now then, where were we? Oh, yes. When you find the mirror, call my name 3 times. I told you my name, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, good. Now, I better give you the shield, hadn't I? Let's see.
Oh, she's gone.
She's what?
Oh dear, team. Not that I think you would, Matthew, but I wouldn't touch that eye shield if I were you. It's obviously booby-trapped. Well then, the object of your quest is now clear. Free Sidriss.
Free Sidriss, Master? But we have no idea where she is. Why, for all the team knows, she could be in the Caverns of Gore. If you ask me, this all seems like a rather convenient...
Do be quiet, Pickle. Onwards now, team.
Okay, Matthew, take a few side steps to the right. Good, and walk forwards.
I told you we couldn't trust her.
She didn't mean to get herself zapped somewhere, Anne-Marie. Turn a little bit to your left, Matthew, and keep going.
Where am I?
You're in a stone room with a green floor and there's a table on your right.
Turn 45 degrees right, Matthew, and walk forwards. When you can see the table, tell us what's on there.
Okay, well, there's a small crossbow, a red gem, a silver pendant sort of thing, a green pepper, and a spyglass.
Well, let's just hope Matthew doesn't get whisked off to goodness knows where if he touches any of these things, Master, shall we?
Pickle, if you've got nothing useful to contribute, then I strongly suggest that you keep quiet. Pay no attention to him, team, and begin your investigation. Remember, Matthew, your first priority must always be food to protect your life force.
Okay, I'm putting the pepper in my knapsack.
Good. So let's think about these objects.
Well, we don't want the crossbow, do we? Let's take the pendant and the red gem.
What does the pendant look like, Matthew?
Well, it's silver, like I said, and it's got, like, an animal on it. It's a pig, I think.
A silver pig pendant? Weird object.
Yeah, but the crossbow's a weapon, so...
Lift up the spyglass, Matthew. Maybe that'll tell us something.
Okay, then.
Ah, Lissard, there you are. Have you made sure that our guest is comfortable?
Indeed so, Lordness. I have ensured that her accommodation offers just the right level of comfiness. Or perhaps I should say, uncomfiness.
Excellent. Ah, I knew that useless old eye shield would come in handy someday.
Yes, Lordness. Your cunning trap has netted a fine fish. But what do you intend to do with Sidriss now that she is here?
Intend? I intend, Lissard, to keep her exactly where she is for a very long time. I also intend to force Hordriss the Confuser to work for me, using Sidriss as leverage.
Oh, Lordness, such deviousness, such ruthlessness. But Hordriss is a very powerful mageness. Perhaps he will try to rescue Sidriss instead of giving in to your demands.
Rubbish, Lissard. That washed-out old goat would never dare to enter Marblehead. Still, I suppose there wouldn't be any harm in upping our security a bit, just in case. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that my guards have been getting a bit lax lately. I'm sure Stiletto's been sneaking into my private chambers again, you know. Seems to have developed a real taste for gold and silver jewellery.
Ah, yes. I did wonder whether your supply of rings hadn't been dwindling slightly, Lordness.
Yes, well, I'll get them all back. Don't you worry. Somehow. In the meantime, I think I'll concentrate my efforts on tightening our security. From now on, Lissard, we're on complete lockdown. No one enters or leaves Marblehead without either you or me knowing about it.
Thank you, Lordness. I feel honoured to have been placed in such a position of trust.
That'll keep them out. That'll keep them all out. Stiletta, Hordriss, Maldame, and any nasty little dungeoneers that might be hanging around. They'll never get in here.
Quick, Matthew, put down the spyglass!
Well, team, that was certainly a useful piece of eavesdropping. We know where Sidriss is now, fortunately enough.
Yes, that's very convenient, Master, isn't it? And who'd have thought she would have ended up in Marblehead? Well, there's a thing. If you ask me...
No one is asking you, Pickle, so kindly keep your opinions to yourself. Your mission is clear now, team. You must enter Marblehead and set Sidriss free.
Well, I don't know how you expect Matthew to get in, Master, now that Lord Fierce decided to introduce a load of new security measures.
Let's not worry about that just yet, Pickle. The first priority is to get safely through level 1. So, team, make your choice, and then get Matthew on his way.
Well, they were talking about gold and silver jewellery, so I guess that means we should take the pig necklace thingy.
It's a pendant, not a necklace.
Well, you know what I mean.
Shall I take it then?
Yes, go on.
And we don't want the crossbow, so take the red gem as well.
Shall I, Imogen?
Yes, Anne-Marie's right. Take the red gem, Matthew.
Okay, I've got it.
Aren't we taking the pig pendant?
He's already got it, Courtney. Now there's a door on the far right, so...
Oh no!
What's going on?
A fireball's just been shot at you from this kind of cross-shaped hole in the wall.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay, Matthew. Just turn 45 degrees left. Okay, now run forward.
He's going the wrong way.
Stop! You're out of the way of the fireballs now, so turn 90 degrees right. Good, and walk forwards.
Where am I?
Well, it looks exactly like the room you were just in, with the green floor and everything. And there's a woman in front of you.
Hey, mind where you're standing. You're right in my practice range.
She just threw a knife at you, Matthew.
What? Why?
She's doing some kind of target practice, I think. Sidestep right, Matthew. And again.
There, that's better. I say, you weren't trying to impress me just now, were you?
Excuse me?
You weren't trying to impress me by standing in the way of my throwing knives. Boys are always trying to impress me, but I wish they wouldn't. Anyway, surely you know that only rotters and blackguards use danger or power to show off. Are you the kind of boy who'd do something like that just to make yourself seem more attractive to me?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Right then, we'd better get on with the introductions. I'm Stiletta, and I can see that you're a Dungeoneer. What's your name, then?
Matthew.
Well, Matthew, perhaps you'd like to indulge in a little bit of give and take with me, what?
I beg your pardon?
What I mean is, if you've got something that I can take from you, perhaps I'll give you a little something in return.
Right, so she's the one who likes gold and silver jewellery, isn't she?
Yes, we'd better trust her and hand it over, I think.
But we've only got that red gem.
We've got the pendant as well, Courtney. Matthew, ask her if she needs a pig pendant.
Do you need a pig pendant?
Do I need a pig pendant?
Oh dear, that sounded a bit random, didn't it?
Yeah, does anyone really need a pig pendant?
Well, I suppose pendants are always useful for a bit of a barter. Let's have a look at it then.
Walk forwards, Matthew. You're still quite a long way away from her. That's right, and hold out the pig pendant.
Here it is.
I say, a lucky pig. Solid silver by the look of it, and it has a nice feel to it too. Yes, I'm sure I could strike a real bargain with this little fellow. Right then, fair's fair. What can I do for you, Matthew?
What shall I say, Imogen?
Maybe we should ask her to help us get to level 2. I mean, there's nothing more specific we need from her, is there? That we know about, anyway.
No, I haven't got anything written down. What about you, Courtney?
What? Oh, he's still talking to that girl, is he?
Ugh, ask her if she can help you get to level 2, Matthew.
Can you help me get to level 2, please?
I should jolly well think I can. Luckily for you, that is my particular area of expertise. Well, one of them, anyway. I'll tell you what, Matthew. I'll come along with you, shall I? I feel like stretching my legs a bit, and target practice can wait till later. Here, let me guide you. Do you mind if I put my hand there?
No.
She's leading you out of the room, Matthew, so just go with her.
Well, Master, it looks like Matthew's succeeded where many have tried and failed before him. He's managed to pick up Stiletta.
Indeed so, Pickle. Some boys have all the luck, don't they? Whether or not they want it.
You're coming to the door now.
Where am I?
Well, you're in another green room, and there are goblins between you and the only exit.
Goblins, eh? Good-o. This is the kind of target practice I really enjoy. Stand back, Matthew.
She's pushing you out of the way, Matthew.
I know.
And she's throwing knives at the goblins.
They're running off now.
Well, they didn't put up much of a fight, did they? Nasty little vermin. Well, shall we go then?
Hang on a minute, Matthew. There's a scroll in the far corner. Tell her you want to pick it up.
Well spotted, Imogen.
I saw it too.
My team's telling me I have to pick up a scroll in the far corner.
Oh, golly gosh, yes, I didn't see that. I'll guide you over to it, shall I? Come on.
Can you see it yet, Matthew?
Yes, I can just see a bit of it.
Pick it up then and open it.
It says Sesame.
What does that mean?
It must be a spell.
Or a password.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, Matthew, you can put it down now.
What if we need it again?
It's all right, Courtney. We'll just need the word, and I've written it down.
So have I.
Finished at last, have you? All right, then off we go. Come along, quick sticks.
Just keep on going with her, Matthew.
Where am I?
You're in a stone room with a suit of armour on the left, a chandelier on the ceiling, and a big metal gateway on the far wall.
I say, Matthew, what luck! If I'm not very much mistaken, this is the end of level 1, and I think I know who's on the other side of that wall. Mind you, he won't be much help to you if you can't get that jolly old gate open.
Right, we'd better cast the spell, Matthew, do you think?
Yes, go on.
Courtney, cast Sesame.
Can I look at your notes, please, Imogen?
Yes, all right. There you go.
Thanks. Right. Spell casting. Sesame.
The gate's just open, Matthew, and there's a dragon on the other side.
Oh no! Is it going to kill him?
Don't worry, Courtney. Smirkanov is nothing but friendly to dungeoneers.
Well, that just isn't true, Master. You know as well as I do that Smirkanov doesn't take kindly to people who come sniffing around for a free ride.
Too true, Pickle. Well then, let us hope that Matthew has the fare.
Are you ready to go yet, Matthew? I must say, I'm not fond of all this standing around and rabbiting about what to do when it's perfectly obvious.
Am I ready, Imogen?
Yes.
Right, off we go then.
She's taking you towards the dragon, Matthew.
You're on the dragon's back now.
Better stop here, I think, Matthew. What ho, smirky old bean?
The dragon's turning its head, so look at you.
Why, Stiletta, the warrior thief, what brings you here?
Hello, Smirkanov, the great-crested green. I'm just escorting a dungeoneer. Look, here he is.
Oh, yes, so he is. Well, if he expects a ride, I do hope he's brought me something.
A maiden's sacrifice, perhaps?
Oh, well,
Sorry, Smirky, not today. I've got business elsewhere. You'll have to make do with whatever else Matthew's brought. I'll just pop him into your saddle and then I'll be off. Come on, you.
Go with her, Matthew. You're walking up the dragon's back.
Have we got anything to give him?
Well, we've got something.
Here we are, Matthew. Just step over the back and park your little body down there. Smashing. Now, that's plenty in exchange for your lucky pig, I think, so I'll be getting back to my target practice. Cheerio, boys.
She's leaving now.
So, your name's Matthew, is it? Well, Matthew, do you have something to pay me with? If not, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave.
We've only got the red gem, Matthew, so offer him that.
I've got this red gem.
The ignorance of humans never ceases to amaze me. That's a firestone, young man, and it'll do quite nicely. Very well, then. You better hang on tight.
You're on your way now, teen.
Nice girl, that Stiletta, don't you think?
I suppose.
Yes, I'm sure you do. She's very comely, isn't she?
I hadn't really noticed.
Oh, really? Well, perhaps you'd rather talk about something else. What is the object of your quest?
I have to free Sidriss.
Ah, yes, of course. I heard about that. Nasty business. But I suppose something like it was bound to happen eventually. It's a wonder her father doesn't rescue her. But then again, perhaps he can't for some reason. Well, it's no use. I can't fly any further in these conditions. I shall have to set you down here.
It's very misty, Matthew. We can't really see where you are.
There. That'll have to do. Now then, please disembark by the same route you embarked, and be sure to leave the firestone in the saddle.
Okay, Matthew, stand up and turn round. Have you left the firestone?
Yes.
Say thank you to the dragon.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Step over the saddle, Matthew, and walk forwards carefully.
Where am I?
You're standing between these two green mountains. I think there's an exit on your left, and then on your right there's something on the ground.
Sidestep right, Matthew. And again. Turn slightly to your right. Can you see something by your foot?
Yes, it's a spyglass.
Oh dear, Master. I really don't think the Rift of Angar is a very good place to start spying on the opposition. If Matthew's just standing out in the open and we can't see him, anything could happen to him.
Oh, I don't know so much, Pickle. Using a spyglass here really isn't any more dangerous than using one anywhere else in the dungeon. Yes, Matthew could find himself molested by some horrible monster at any moment, but that state of affairs is by no means exclusive to the Rift of Angar, and at least here there's plenty of room to run for it, if you need to.
I've picked up the spyglass.
Okay, we'll hold it up and... Yes, that's right.
And you're absolutely sure that no one's managed to sneak in?
I am, Lord Nez. Marblehead is sealed up tighter than a miser's purse strings. You can rest assured of that.
Yes, good. And you're sure there hasn't been any sign of Hordriss?
None whatsoever, Lord Nez. Hordriss must have realized that you have the upper hand this time, and there's nothing he can do about it. He is skulking in the shadows like a cornered rodent. He would not dare to take you on, Lord Nez. Have no fear.
I do not fear him, Lissard. I do not fear anyone. I am fear, and don't you forget it.
Of course not, Lord Nez. I merely meant to say...
Well, don't. Now, where's that infuriating Brolican got to? There's a dungeoneer on level 2, and I want to send it after the little whelp.
My apologies, Lord Nez, but the Brolican has seeped off again. I'm not sure where it is now. I don't think it has any intention of respecting our lockdown policy, and I don't see how we could even attempt to force it to do so.
Yes, I suppose a creature that can travel through any material really is impossible to confine. So I better stop trying, I think. The Brolican never follows orders anyway, so I'll just leave it to roam around wherever it wants to. Who knows, it may decide to finish off the dungeoneer anyway. And if not, I have set up a few little traps of my own which should deal with our meddlesome young friend.
Ah, yes, Lord Nez. I noticed earlier that the elf portals leading from the sewers of Goth had mysteriously disappeared.
The mystery is solved, Lissard. I got rid of them. The dungeoneer can still get in, but he'll never find a way out. So let's just hope that he blunders into those sewers in the near future, shall we?
Yes, Lord Nez. But what if he doesn't?
Then he'll end up lost in confusion on my cards of chaos. Or he'll starve to death at the end of level 2, when he finds that I've hidden the entrance to the Maya world.
Wonderful, Lord Nez. The horrible little Kitsy will be trapped on level 2 forever.
Indeed he will, Lissard. That dilapidated excuse for a dragon can't help him again, and he certainly won't be able to use a portal that's no longer there. We're sitting pretty this time. The opposition is top dog in this dungeon, and soon everyone will know it.
Put it down, Matthew!
Well, Master, I still don't see how Matthew's ever going to reach Marblehead. It'd take some sort of miracle even to get him to the Maya world.
Well, miracles do happen, Pickle, to those who prove worthy of them. However confident Lord Fear may be feeling right now, there is still a game being played out, and even he must play by the rules, even if he thinks otherwise. Certainly nothing will be gained until something is ventured, so put your best foot forward, Matthew, and on with the quest.
Shall we just go then?
Yeah, there's nothing else we can do here, is there?
No. Turn to your left, Matthew. A bit more. Okay, now walk forwards.
Where am I?
You're in a white room with 3 windows on the wall in front of you. There's a table on your left with a sword leaning up against it, and there's a woman on your right. She's got her hands and head trapped in some stocks.
I think that's a pillory, actually. Stocks are for your feet.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, she's trapped in it.
There's something on the table, I think.
I already told him about the sword.
There's something else as well, at the other end.
I think it's a kiwi fruit.
Walk forwards, Matthew. Can you see what's on the table?
Yes, it's a kiwi fruit.
Yes!
Put it in your knapsack.
Yup, I'm doing that.
I say, you over there! Are you just going to stand there and watch me suffer?
That's the woman in the pillory talking to you, Matthew. Shall we go over to her? I think we should.
Yes. Turn 90 degrees right, Matthew, and walk forwards. Stop when you can see the pillory. Yes, that's right.
Well, it's about time. Didn't anyone ever tell you that it's not the done thing to leave a poor, helpless maiden languishing in the stocks while you're busy stuffing your face or your knapsack?
Ah, so Anne-Marie was right then. They are stocks.
They're not!
Sorry. Why are you in there anyway?
Not much for a gentleman, are you? First you leave me here while you're faffing about, and then you ask me a nosy personal question like that. I am a maiden, you know. Still, at least you didn't try and pinch my sword. That's something, I suppose.
But maidens aren't supposed to fight with swords.
Yes, well, I'm a big, strong maiden with huge muscles. I'm the exception that proves the rule. Now, enough of this prattle. Are you going to let me out or what?
I think we should.
Yes, probably. Ask her what she'll do for us, Matthew, if we help her.
What will you do for me if I let you out?
Well, I'm jolly handy with the old broadsword, so I'll probably come with you and look after you for a bit. But I can't do a thing to help you while I'm stuck here. My sword is over there.
Okay, Matthew, let her out.
I can't see what to do.
There's a catch on the side there. Can't you just pull that bit out? I can do the rest because I'm strong. Ah, there. I've done it. What's your name then, wanderer? And what are you doing here?
I'm Matthew, and I'm on a quest.
Well, Matthew, I'm Gundwanda, the sword mistress. I follow my own quest, and I'll mean you no harm unless you hinder me. Still, we might as well journey together for a while. Well, until the going gets rough anyway. I'll just get me thrash back, and then we'll be on our way, all right?
Okay, Matthew, she's picking up the sword, and now she's taking you by the arm.
I say, that's a jolly skinny arm. You could do with getting hold of a couple of dumbbells, building up the old biceps a bit. The gals will be flocking around you in no time.
Yes, well, I'll think about it.
Just go with her, Matthew. She's guiding you out.
Well, I'd have left her there. It'd serve her right for getting into that sort of muddle in the first place. And as for trying to pass herself off as a poor, helpless maiden...
Come now, Pickle, that's hardly charitable. Besides, there are plenty worse travelling companions than Gundrada knocking around. Matthew could be far worse off than he is now.
Where are we?
You're in a small pink room with a very tall door on the wall in front of you. There's a table on your left with 3 things on it.
One of them's a fishing rod, I think. Another weird object.
That's not as weird as the pig.
I guess not.
Oh, good, we found some wood. Come over here with me, Matthew, and we'll take a closer look. Cool, look at this. Magic powder. I think I should have it. What do you think?
Hang on a minute, Matthew.
Yeah, we might need that powder.
I bet we do.
Stop her from taking it, Matthew.
How do you suggest I do that? She's got a massive sword, don't forget.
Come on, what do you think? This powder looks jolly useful, so I think it's only fair that I should be the one to take it.
Tell her you want it, Matthew.
Tell her she should give it to you as payment for letting her out of the pillory.
Ah, good thinking, Imogen.
I let you out of the pillory, so this powder should be my payment.
Oh, well, all right then, I suppose that's fair. Well, I don't want any of this other rubbish, and seeing as I've paid you for your services now, I might as well be off. See you.
She's leaving now.
She's given me the pouch of powder. It's got reveal written on it.
Well, you better keep hold of that.
And what else was there, team?
What are the other 2 objects, Matthew? One of them is a fishing rod, isn't it?
Yes, and there's also a stripy humbug mint kind of thing. A massive one.
That's a dragon mint, isn't it, Master?
Indeed it is, Pickle.
We won't be riding on the dragon again, will we?
No, I'm sure we won't. Lord Fear even said that the dragon couldn't help us again, didn't he?
Do you think he was telling the truth? Maybe he was trying to trick us.
But he didn't know we could hear him, did he? So why would he lie?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we should leave the dragon mint.
So I'm taking the powder and the fishing rod, is that right?
Yes, Matthew. Now sidestep to your right about 3 steps. Stop there. Walk forwards.
Where am I?
You're in a blue stone room with a massive pit in front of you, and there's a drawbridge on the far wall.
How are we going to open it?
It looks like that spellbound door from before. Matthew, do you think we should try that calling again?
Good thinking, Imogen.
Okay, Matthew, it's true and false, false and true, open up and let us through.
True and false, false and true, open up and let us through.
Oh, a face is appearing.
Like before, Matthew, remember?
Yes, I remember. I wonder if we can only get one right again.
No weariness or despair, nor the bitter pill of self-delusion, no. Ah, well done, team. You're right, of course. You have indeed encountered another door monster. This one is called Doorkis. Not quite as miserable as Doris, but not exactly the life and soul of the party either. Truth will open, truth will out. The pre-Raphaelite art movement came before the Renaissance. True or false?
Pre-Raphaelite? That must mean it was before Raphael.
Then the answer must be true. Raphael was Renaissance. Remember, the Ninja Turtles are named after Renaissance artists.
But if they came before Raphael, how would they know to call themselves the pre-Raphaelites?
Perhaps they weren't called that until later.
Yes, like people who lived BC. Didn't know it was BC at the time. It wouldn't make sense if they came afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Say true, Matthew.
True.
No falsehood. The cheetah has retractable claws. True or false?
That must be true. Cats have retractable claws.
Yes, my cat's claws retract.
Wait a minute, though. There's loads of stuff that's different about cheetahs. I'm pretty sure they're the only cats with non-retractable claws.
So what should I say, Imogen?
Say false.
False.
Truth accepted. Botany is the study of oceans. True or false?
That's rubbish. It's the study of plants. Say false, Matthew.
Imogen?
She's right, Matthew. Say false.
False.
No truth accepted. Oh dear me. Truth will open, truth will out. Oh.
Brilliant! Right, walk forwards, Matthew. Stop. Just take a little side step to the right and walk forwards.
Where am I?
You're in the sewer. You're standing on a kind of ledge, and there's this green river sort of thing in front of you. I can't see any way out.
There's something on the floor by your left foot, Matthew. Can you see what it is?
It's a pie.
Put it in your knapsack.
I hope it's not contaminated.
Yes, surely the sewers of Goth aren't the most hygienic place for a snack, Master.
Well, I'm sure he'll survive, Pickle. At least, he will if he ever finds a way out of here.
We could try using the reveal powder. Or the fishing rod, I guess.
Let's try the powder.
Yes, it might reveal a way out.
Perhaps we should try the fishing rod first, because if it doesn't work, then we can still use it later. But if we use the powder first and that doesn't work, we'll have wasted it.
Oh, what was that?
A man's just appeared next to you, Matthew. He's got a long stick in his hands.
It's Hordriss.
Ah, greetings, Matthew. We meet at last. Normally, one would not seek to conduct a meeting in such unpleasant surroundings as these, of course. But in this case, good sense must prevail over nasal discomfort. Lord Fear must be absolutely certain that he has managed to trap you here, because his power has deserted this place entirely. And so, we can converse without taking the chance of being overheard. Now then, I take it that you are aware of the stringent security measures that Lord Fear has put in place recently.
Say yes, Matthew.
Yes.
I propose an alliance between us, Matthew. A bonded agreement to work together in a common cause. I know Lord Fear believes that I am either unwilling or unable to enter Marblehead and rescue Sidriss myself. But he will soon learn otherwise. If he imagines that I am prepared to take this lying down and give in to his demands, he is sorely mistaken. However, unlike Fear himself, I am not about to underestimate the capabilities of my enemy, and I intend to deal with this situation very carefully indeed. As soon as I set foot in Marblehead, Lord Fear will sense my presence. Well, with such a powerful force as myself infiltrating his stronghold, how could he help but notice? What I need is an ally. Some innocuous person of small significance who could sneak into Marblehead without attracting too much attention, under Lord Fear's radar, so to speak, and then summon me directly to the chamber where Sidriss is being held. Agree to do this for me, Matthew, and I shall both aid and reward you. If you reject my proposal, however, I shall just have to infiltrate Marblehead and find Sidriss myself. And if anyone should happen to get in my way whilst I am doing this, be they Lord Fear or misguided dungeoneer, I should just have to get them out of it. Well now, do you accept my terms?
Imogen?
Well, seeing as our quest is to free Sidriss, and that's what Hordriss wants to do as well, I think we should agree.
It doesn't sound like we're going to get much out of this deal, though.
Well, we'll win if we free her.
Yeah, but it sounds like Matthew's going to be doing all the work. What's Hordriss actually going to do to help us?
He'll tell us in a minute, I expect.
Well, I want to know now! Matthew, ask him how he's going to help us.
If I agree to do this, how exactly are you going to aid and reward me?
I shall tell you no more for now. Either you agree to help me, Matthew, or you run the risk of hindering me. Which is it to be?
Well, I'm not sure.
For goodness sake, we've got to go to Marblehead anyway, so it makes sense to agree. There's no point trying to free Sidriss while Hordriss is trying to do it too. We need to do it together.
Yeah, I guess so. What do you think, Courtney?
I think we should say yes.
Say we'll help him, Matthew.
We'll help you, Hordriss.
Splendid. Splendid. I knew you'd agree in the end. Now, listen carefully. This staff here that I am holding is possessed of great power. It would be entirely ineffectual in such weak and inexperienced hands as yours, of course. But in my hands, well, that is a different matter entirely. I propose to use this staff to defeat Lord Fear, but first it must be tempered in the magic fire that Fear always keeps burning in the lower chambers of Marblehead, for then it will absorb some of his power, and so it will be able to turn his own magic back against him. I'm sure you know, Matthew, that using an enemy's own force against him is the best way to defeat him quickly and effectively. You will take this staff and temper it in Lord Fear's fire, and then you will give it back to me once you have summoned me to the chamber where Sidriss is being kept prisoner. Do you understand?
Do I, Imogen?
So we just hold it in the fire, do we, and then carry it to the final chamber?
Yes, you have understood my instructions correctly. Now, I shall fix this staff across your shoulders, Matthew, so that you may still carry your full quota of clue objects. Stand quite still, if you would.
Oh, it tickles.
There. Now, is that all? Ah, no. There is one more thing I must say to you. As you may be aware, you cannot use my summoning name unless I have granted you prior permission. I do so now. My calling name is Malifact. When you have found Sidriss, call 3 times, and I will appear. Remember, Matthew, remain true to your promise. Betray me, and you will suffer a terrible fate at my hands. Farewell.
Well, I still think we're not getting enough out of this.
If it helps us win, that will be enough.
You'd better move on as quickly as you can now, team, hadn't you?
Did we decide to use the fishing rod?
Yes, Imogen said something really clever about why we should try that before the powder.
Walk forwards a couple of steps, Matthew. Good. Now cast the fishing line out in front of you.
Okay.
Is anything happening?
No. Oh, yes. I think there's something yanking on the end of my pole.
I bet it's not a fish. Fish couldn't live in sewer water.
Try pulling your rod back in and we'll see what you've caught. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1, pull!
Oh!
What happened?
You've just flicked a door out of the water, Matthew, and it's landed on the ledge next to you.
May as well abandon the fishing rod then, Matthew. It won't help you again.
Okay, Matthew, put the rod down and then turn to your right. Good, and walk forwards.
Where am I?
Matthew, do not move. You're on a very, very thin ledge. It's extremely thin. So whatever we tell you to do, just make sure you keep to the left, okay?
Okay.
Good. Now, just next to you, there's a massive playing card. It's the 7 of diamonds. All along the wall, there are some more cards. It looks like they're in pairs, but at the moment they're all blank.
Some symbols have just come up on the next 2 cards, Matthew, and some more ledges popped out underneath them. So, I guess you'd better go and touch one of them.
Just a moment, team. Here you must play your cards right. This is a very tricky puzzle, so I'd advise you to think very carefully about each move, and make a note of every card you touch.
Don't look so worried, Courtney. When it comes right down to it, this really is as simple as any other card game.
Okay then, Matthew, the 2 cards in front of you are the 6 of diamonds and the 8 of clubs. I think we'd better pick the 6 of diamonds.
I think so too.
But what if we're supposed to count upwards?
Most card games don't really work like that, Courtney. I'm sure we're supposed to follow suit. So walk forwards carefully, Matthew, until I say stop.
And keep to the left.
Stop there. Now reach up to your left and touch the wall. Okay, the next 2 cards have come up. They're the 5 of diamonds and the 5 of spades.
Do we go for the diamond again?
Yes, shuffle forwards a bit, Matthew. You're coming up to a bit of a gap, so stop there. Now I need you to do a massive step, okay?
What? Like that?
A tiny bit further. Yes, you're there.
Well done, Matthew.
The 5 of diamonds is just on your left, so touch the wall. Okay, now we have the 4 of spades and the jack of diamonds.
We better pick the diamond again, hadn't we?
Shouldn't we go for the 4? So far it's been 7, 6, 5.
But they've all been diamonds, though.
What do you think, Matthew?
I'm not sure. Do you think we should keep following suit, Imogen?
Yes, I do.
I said it first.
I know, I was just checking.
Shuffle forwards again, Matthew. keep shuffling, and stop. Right, now do another big step, the same as before. Good, and now keep shuffling forwards. We want the second card along this time.
Are you sure about this?
We're as sure as we can be.
I'm positive.
Alright, Matthew, stop and touch the wall again. Right, now it's the Jack of Spades and the Two of Hearts.
So we can't follow suit anymore.
No, so we better go for the Jack.
Shouldn't we go for the red card? The others have all been red.
But they were also diamonds, Courtney. The Two of Hearts really isn't related to the Jack of Diamonds.
But hearts are trumps, aren't they?
So, spades are trumps too.
Are they?
Imogen, take me to the Jack.
Alright, Matthew, just shuffle forward again. And stop. Another big step. Good. Now just take a small step forwards and touch the wall. Right, we'll just need this one and then you'll be at the door. It's the Queen of Hearts and the Four of Spades.
We can follow suit again now, can't we? Each should touch the spade.
Yes, Courtney, you're right. Shuffle forwards, Matthew. Stop there and do one more massive step. Brilliant. Okay, now keep shuffling forward. Stop. Touch the wall. Okay, you've got a clear path to the door now. Walk forwards and keep to the left.
Well done, team.
Where am I?
You're in a small yellow room with no doors.
No doors? Ugh, not again.
A big face has appeared on the wall in front of you, Matthew.
This is the Brolican team. Just make sure that you don't lie to it, for if it should take against you, well, you'd rather stay on its good side, believe me.
Stand fast, human. I hunger, but not for meat, for knowledge. You will tell me which is the smallest of the planets.
That's Mercury.
No, it's Pluto.
Pluto isn't a planet anymore. It got reclassified a few years ago.
What? That's completely stupid.
I think I should say Mercury.
Yeah, so do I.
Me too.
Mercury.
Mercury. Tell me, which element do animals take in from the air during respiration?
What's respiration?
Breathing. So it's oxygen, or isn't that an element anymore?
Say oxygen, Matthew.
Oxygen.
Tell me, which king of England was the brother of Richard the Lionheart?
That's John, isn't it?
King John was not a good man. He had his little ways, and sometimes no one spoke to him for days and days and days.
What on earth is that?
It's A.A. Milne.
But is John the right answer?
Yes, of course it is.
King John.
Knowledge is satisfying. You are not my enemy. Yet.
Phew, well done, team. But there's still no way out, Master.
No, there is. But seeing as the girls have already directed Matthew to fish out one hidden doorway on this level, I'm sure they can manage another.
I don't see what else we can do except use reveal powder.
Yes, and hopefully it will reveal the door to level 3 that Lord Fear said he'd hidden. Open the pouch, Matthew, and sprinkle the powder in front of you.
That's right. Spray it towards the wall there.
There's a door on the wall in front of you now, Matthew.
Walk forwards.
You're walking down a massive green staircase, Matthew.
This is the way down to the Mire World, team. All Matthew has to do now is negotiate his way through Linghorn, find a way to sneak into Marblehead, and rescue Sidriss from right under Lord Fear's nose.
Looks like we're still relying on that elusive miracle then, Master, doesn't it?
Time will tell, Pickle.
Where am I?
You're in a grey room with one door, and there's a table on your right.
Well, Master, Matthew certainly made it to Linghorn, but I still wouldn't bet on him making it too much further.
Let's not jump to any conclusions, Pickle. Objects are here, team, so I suggest you conduct your investigation and make your choice. and then we'll just have to see what happens next.
Turn to your right, Matthew.
I can see the table.
What's on it?
Well, there's a key, a dirty old boot, a golden stick kind of thing, a scroll, and a spyglass.
Right, well, read the scroll first of all.
Step on it.
Is that all it says?
Yeah.
It means take the boot, doesn't it?
Yes, I think you're right, Courtney. So that leaves the key and the golden stick. Does the stick look like it could be some kind of weapon?
I don't think so. It's got a load of decorations on it. It could be a wand, or it could be one of those things that kings and queens hold.
Ah, a royal scepter, Master.
Yes, I believe it is, Pickle.
Let's do the spyglass now.
Yes, good idea.
Okay, I'm picking it up.
The Golden Galleon is being prepared for its journey, Lordness. Once it has docked in Marblehead, it will stay put until our new security measures have been lifted. I shall see to this personally.
Well, just make sure that no uninvited visitors manage to sneak on board for its final voyage, won't you? I'm almost tempted to leave it in Linghorn, but I suppose we don't want Maldame getting our hands on it again.
Don't worry, Lordness. Just as you ordered, no one will enter Marblehead without our knowledge. Just leave the Golden Galleon to me and my Mire men.
Yes, well, you better not let me down, Lissard. The last thing I need is another Dungeoneer sneaking through. I've got other things to worry about here.
Your Lordness has not forgotten the monstrousness that guards the quest chamber.
What? Oh, that thing. Yes, well, I might not mind it hanging around on my wall and depressing the place if it actually kept out Dungeoneers. I know it has high demands, Lissard, but it's still fair. And that is not how we are going to play this. No, the Dungeoneer must be stocked well before then, and he's not the only one we have to worry about. I'm sure that Maldame, the would-be once and future queen, is planning some kind of retaliation for my last attack against her. And as for Hordriss...
Lordness, there has still been no sign of him.
I don't care! He's planning something, Lissard. I know he is. The old fox is too crafty by half. We can't be sure how much he knows about the nature of my power. For this reason, I have introduced an extra safeguard. I have put a force field around it.
It, Lordness?
Yes, Lissard, it.
Oh, it, Lordness. Then you are worried that Hordriss may find a way to enter Marblehead after all.
I'm taking no chances. And I must admit, I can't help feeling slightly uneasy while things are up in the air like this. Get that ship back here as soon as you can, and then we'll seal ourselves inside the tower and send our demands to Hordriss. And he will agree to them, Lissard, if he ever wants to see his daughter again.
Yes, Lordness, he will have no choice. Such deviousness, such ruthlessness.
Enough of that, Lissard. Just go and deal with the Golden Galleon, and then get back here as quickly as you can.
Lordness, it will be done.
Drop it, Matthew.
There you are, Pickle. Matthew's way into Marblehead has been revealed.
The Golden Galleon. Well, that makes a change, doesn't it?
Pickle, your sarcasm is starting to grate on me slightly. Now then, team, equip yourselves well, and perhaps Matthew will make it to Marblehead after all.
Was there a clue in the spyglass about what we're supposed to take?
The only thing I think might be a clue was that once and future queen thing. Maybe we're supposed to take the royal scepter.
Yeah, and if Marblehead has all these really tight security measures, a normal key isn't going to be much use to us, is it?
Yeah, I think we should take the scepter.
Don't we need to choose something else as well?
We already have Courtney.
I've got the boot, remember, because of what the scroll told us.
Oh yeah.
So you're holding the boot and the scepter, aren't you?
Yes.
Hurry, girls. It's time to get Matthew moving.
Sidestep to your left, Matthew. Keep going. Okay, stop there and walk forwards in a straight line. Good, and just carry on like that.
Where am I?
You're in a blue room with a big portcullis and a balcony overhead. On the other side of the room, there's someone in a long cloak sweeping.
There's a bunch of grapes by my feet. Shall I pick it up?
Yes. The sweeping person is turning round now, Matthew.
You! Young traveller! You are dirtying my nice clean floor!
Sorry.
Oh, it is not right that a queen should live in squalor.
Do you think that's Maldame?
I don't know. It could be. What would be the point of her otherwise?
I thought Maldame was supposed to be a queen or something.
She is. And this person certainly sounds like one. Why is she bothered dressing up as an old witch sweeping woman sort of thing? Oh, well, we need to get past the portcullis anyway. Matthew, ask her if she can let you out.
Excuse me, could you help me get out of this room, please?
What for?
I'm on a quest.
A quest for what?
To free Sidriss.
Who's Sidriss?
Hordriss's daughter.
Oh, I haven't time to listen to your prattle. What makes you think you'll find this Sidriss person through that door?
Just say she's a marblehead, Matthew.
She's a marblehead.
Is she indeed? And how did she manage that, I wonder?
She got kidnapped. Lord Fear zapped her there.
Oh, and she didn't like that?
Well, no.
I should like it if it happened to me. Of course, I am more than a match for Lord Fear, which I dare say this friend of yours is not. Very well. Your name?
Matthew.
Well, Matthew, I may allow you to pass, and perhaps reward you further. It rather depends on what you have to offer me.
I'm pretty sure that is Maldame, Matthew, so offer her the scepter.
Would you like this scepter?
A scepter! Give it to me, boy. Ah, yes. A magic scepter is just the weapon a queen should carry. I'll give it to my mistress.
I'm not sure if it's magic.
Careful, Matthew.
No matter. That can be remedied. Very well, Matthew. Here is my promise. You may call on me in times of trouble. After you have penetrated Marblehead, that is. If you dare to call me onto that wretched ship, I will shrivel you to a crisp! My calling name is Spite. Do you understand?
Say yes, Matthew.
Yes.
Very well. Be off with you then.
The portcullis has just opened, Matthew.
Supremely well handled, team. This old lady is notoriously difficult to deal with.
If you ask me, Master, this old lady isn't an old lady at all. And what's more, I happen to think that you know...
Onwards, team, onwards.
Better thank her first, Matthew.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Shoo, shoo, little dirty feet.
Okay, Matthew, walk forward slowly. Turn a bit to your left, and walk forwards.
Where am I?
You're on the deck of a ship. It's green.
Look, Master, Maldame has sent Matthew straight onto the Golden Galleon.
Yes, and it sounds like we've already set sail. Next stop, Marblehead.
Why is it called the Golden Galleon if it's green?
That doesn't really matter, does it, Courtney? Now, there's a door just in front and to the left of you, Matthew. I suppose we need to head for that. So start sidestepping...
Hold it right there, you nasty little kidsy. I suppose you thought we'd forgotten about you. No chance, surface dweller.
Lissard has just run in and blocked your path, Matthew. And he's got 2 miremen with him.
Oh no, Master! I knew things wouldn't keep running as smoothly as they have been. Lissard said he wouldn't let anyone sneak into Marblehead on board the Golden Galleon.
And now the team will just have to take the appropriate action to deal with him, won't they? But you must hurry, girls. Forward, my beauties. Feast upon his flesh and lick his bones clean.
The Miremen are leaving towards you, Matthew.
Imogen, help me.
What have we got?
Just the boot. And 2 people's calling names, but we're not supposed to use either of them until we're inside Marblehead.
Squirrel told us to step on it. Maybe Matthew should take off one of his shoes and put the boot on.
There's no time for that, team.
Yeah, I'm not going to start changing my shoes when I'm about to be eaten by fish people.
Hurry, team, you must take action now.
Slam the boot down on the deck, Matthew. Maybe that'll do something.
Aha! A giant boot just came out of the sky and squashed one of the Miremen.
Do it again, Matthew.
Okay.
The other one's been squashed now.
No. You think you're so smart, Matthew. But it'll take more than a battered old boot to defeat me.
Slam the boot down again.
Whack it onto the deck as hard as you can.
Ah, no. Forgive me, Lordness. I have failed you. Ooh, messy. Now that's what I call stepping on it, team.
Well, Master, perhaps that's the last we'll see of Lissard, with any luck.
Who knows, Pickle? I wouldn't like to speculate on the matter. Well now, girls, you best get Matthew moving, don't you think?
Side step to your left, Matthew. Good, and walk forwards in a straight line.
Where am I?
You're in a green room with square tiles on the floor and a door on the far wall.
Ah, this is Marblehead, team. Be warned. I think Matthew's in for an unpleasantly warm welcome.
Oh my god, a fireball just came down and took a square out of the floor.
Typical of Lord Fear's welcome his guests in such a fashion, wouldn't you say, Master?
Indeed so, Pickle. Although many obstacles in my dungeon require careful thought and measured guidance, I'd advise you to apply a different strategy here. Matthew should, to put it in your vernacular, peg it.
Move forwards, Matthew, as fast as you can.
Keep going.
Faster.
You're about to reach the door.
Where am I?
You're in a dark green room with a big arch on the far wall and burning torches to either side. On the left of the room there's a fire burning, and there's dotted lines around it.
That must be the force field Lord Fear was talking about. This is his magic fire, isn't it?
I think it must be, Imogen.
Right, so Matthew's got to shove his stick in there, hasn't he?
It's Hordriss' stick, don't forget.
Should we call him then?
Who? Hordriss? No, we're supposed to wait until we find Sidriss. But we'll need some help getting through that force field, I think. Shall we call Maldame?
I think we better.
Courtney?
Okay.
Matthew, we want you to call Spite 3 times.
Okay then. Spite, spite, spite.
Ah, Matthew, we meet again. See, you have summoned not a poor old sweeping woman, but none other than Queen Maldame.
She's not dressed up anymore, Matthew.
Act surprised.
No, don't. It will sound like you're taking the mickey.
Quickly then, boy. Why have you summoned me?
We need her to dispel the force field, Matthew.
Please can you dispel this force field?
Of course I can. Do not dare to cast aspersions on my power.
I wasn't. I was just trying to ask politely.
Well, at least you have some manners, but your grammar is sadly lacking. You ought to have asked, please will you dispel this force field? And yes, Matthew, I shall. There. I have kept my side of the bargain, and now at last I have impregnated Lord Fear's fortress. To arms! And Matthew, if you are to harm Lord Fear, then may good luck go with you. Farewell!
Right, she's gone. Can you take the staff off your shoulders, Matthew?
It's a bit fiddly actually. There.
Great. Now sidestep to the left. Good, and take a few steps forward. Now the fire's just in front of you, so hold out the staff.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Master, I sense there is something else here. Some other magic, perhaps.
For once I agree with you, Pickle. Matthew, can you see anything else?
Oh yes, there's a mirror on the ground here.
A mirror? That must be the one Sidriss was after. So it was a real pact after all.
Of course it was a real pact, Imogen. Sidriss wasn't in that room purely to get kidnapped now, was she?
No, I suppose not. Sorry. Shall we pick it up then?
What's the point? Sidriss didn't keep her side of the bargain. And anyway, if we find her and set her free, that means we've won.
That's mean, Anne-Marie. Anyway, we might be able to use it.
I think Courtney's right.
So do I. You might as well pick it up if you've got nothing else in your hand.
Shall I do it now?
I don't know. Is that staff charged up yet?
Oh, yes, I think that's been long enough. Place it across your shoulders once again, Matthew.
If you can.
And then pick up the mirror.
He'll have to stick his hand in the fire, won't he?
Near the fire, perhaps. But I shouldn't think it will harm him.
Well, that's lucky.
Alright, Matthew. Have you got the mirror?
Yes.
Good. Now, take 2 side steps to the right. And walk forwards.
Where am I?
You're in another one of those drawbridge rooms. It looks like a mirror image of the last one, but a bit darker.
Can you remember the calling, Matthew?
Yes, I think so. True and false. False and true. Open up and let us through.
Well done. The face is appearing now.
Abandon hope. There are black clouds ahead. I see evil portents. One bad turn leads to another. Tomorrow will be as bad as today.
Well, team, you obviously know what to expect from this encounter. This one is called Doreen. She's quite as miserable as Doorkis, and almost as miserable as Doris, but sadly not so generous. She is a level 3 guard, and she expects 3 good answers.
Oh no.
Don't panic, Matthew. One step at a time.
Truth will out, and so will you. The largest bear in the world lives in the Arctic. True or false?
That's true, Matthew.
No, it's a trick question. There aren't any bears in the Antarctic.
But she said the Arctic.
No, she didn't.
Matthew, she said the Arctic, didn't she?
I think so.
Ask her to repeat it.
Can you repeat that, please?
No, I can't.
Oh, brilliant.
What shall I say, Imogen?
Well, I'm sure she's talking about polar bears, and those are the largest. So say true, Matthew.
True.
Truth accepted. George Eliot was a woman. True or false?
George is a boy's name, or was it short for Georgina?
I don't think so, Courtney, but I'm pretty sure George Eliot was a woman writing with a pen name. Say true, Matthew.
True.
Truth accepted. The Giant's Causeway is in Northern Ireland. True or false?
That's true. I've been there.
Imogen?
Honestly, Matthew, can't you please trust me?
I just want to make sure we're all agreed.
Then why didn't you check with me about the George Eliot question? And why not ask Courtney?
I was going to. What do you think, Courtney?
I don't know.
Anne-Marie's right, Matthew. Just say true.
True.
Truth accepted. Truth will out, and so will you.
Told you.
We know, Anne-Marie. Matthew, walk forwards.
Very well done, team.
Where am I?
You're in a big green room with a huge pit in the middle. Sidriss is standing over the other side of the pit in a kind of cage made out of bones.
Oh, Matthew, it's you! Have you come to save me? Oh, please say you have.
Say yes, Matthew.
Yes.
Ooh, thank you. Well, if you wouldn't mind getting on with it.
Yes, you must hurry, team. This is not a place to linger.
Right, Matthew? Call Malefact 3 times.
Malefact, Malefact, Malefact.
Quickly, Matthew, there's no time for lengthy explanations. He is coming. Give me that staff. Hurry.
I'm having some trouble getting it off.
Here, let me help you. Ugh, it's getting stuck on your horn.
Oh, Daddy, you're here too. You and Matthew have made a plan to save me together. How clever of you both. I tried to summon you myself, you know, but this bone cage must have stopped it working.
Undoubtedly it did, my dear. Now then, we had better...
Well, well, isn't this cosy? Quite a gathering of tiresome troublemakers, I must say. Now, it looks like I'll have the pleasure of killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
We'll just see about that. You've bitten off more than you can chew this time, Fear. You'll regret what you've done to my daughter. You'll regret it severely.
Oh, Hordriss, I'm quaking in my boots. You ridiculous bag of wind. Do you really think you can defeat me here, in the very heart of my own stronghold?
Well, I suppose we're about to find out, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
Very well, then. Let this be our final battle. Hurry, Matthew. You see what you can do about freeing Sidriss while I deal with him.
Okay, Matthew, turn 90 degrees to your left. Walk forward quickly. Stop.
Ooh, mind the pit.
Turn 90 degrees to your right. Walk forwards. Can you see Sidriss?
Yes.
Oh, Matthew, I do hope you can do something to free me. I've been trapped in this thing for hours. You have no idea how uncomfortable I am.
What are we supposed to do? We've only got the mirror.
Maybe we should give it to her, like we agreed to earlier.
I don't see what good it'll do her while she's stuck in there.
Hang on a minute. She said before that the mirror can reverse any magic. So maybe it can reverse the magic of this bone cage thing.
Oh, do hurry, team. You must try something.
Hold the mirror up to Sidriss's thing.
Sidriss's what?
Just hold up the mirror, Matthew, with the shiny side facing away from you. Yes, that's it.
Yes, it worked.
Oh, I'm free! I'm free! You have no idea how grateful I am to you for getting me out of that horrible thing, Matthew. Oh, I'll be your slave for life if you like.
No thanks, that's okay. You want this mirror now?
What? Oh, yes, I suppose I might as well take it. Thank you for finding it, Matthew. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to feel like trying any more magic for a while. I seem to have gone off it a bit after everything that's happened. Oh, dear.
She's upset again. Make her feel better, Matthew.
You should get straight back on the horse, really, shouldn't you?
What horse?
Oh, well, I just mean you shouldn't give up on magic. It's all about the confidence.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Oh dear, we'd better get out of here, really, hadn't we? Oh, but what about Father?
I'm on my way, Sidriss.
Oh, Daddy, you did it!
I did, didn't I? Lord Fear has been defeated, but I doubt that he'll be out of commission indefinitely. It is not in the nature of evil to stay at bay forever. This is something I have come to realize of late. Now, we must make our escape with all speed. Come along, my dears.
Hordriss is taking you by the shoulder, Matthew, and he's doing the same to Sidriss.
He's leaving you out now.
Oh, Daddy, where are we?
On our way out of Marblehead, if I have anything to say about it. The portal we need should be around here somewhere.
Oh, Daddy, look!
The goblins are there, Matthew.
Bah! Accursed little phase. Here, Matthew, hold my staff a moment.
Okay, if you like.
That's right. Burn, you disgusting filth. Ah, there is our way out. Matthew, stay beside me. Sidriss, you go first. Step up into the sewer pipe.
Daddy, it's all smelly and disgusting.
Come on, we have to go.
Well, all right then. Ooh, yuck.
Come along, Matthew. We're next.
Master, they've done it!
So they have, Pickle. Congratulations, team. Sidriss, do please take my chair.
Oh, thank you. I do need to sit down, actually. I was standing in that bone cage for so long. Gosh, I've never been in the antechamber before. All right, Daddy, you can stop fussing now. I'm fine.
Quickly, Pickle, relieve Matthew of the helmet.
Yes, Master. At once, Master.
Oh, so that's what you look like, Matthew. Well, I'm glad you've got the helmet off at last, because now I can thank you properly. Come over here, please.
Shall I, Imogen?
Yes, Matthew. Be polite.
Okay.
I can never thank you enough for saving me, Matthew. You're my complete hero and everything. Mwah!
Yeah, no worries.
And thank you, girls. Ooh, I do like that nail varnish. Which one are you, dear?
I'm Courtney.
Well, Courtney, we'll have to swap makeup tips sometime.
Well now, team, a winning quest deserves to be rewarded, so... Merlin! So here we all are. Another winning quest at last, eh, Treguard? Yes, well spotted, Merlin. Very well done, Matthew, and the rest of you, of course. A thrilling rescue and a well-deserved victory. Ah, Hordriss, hello there. Merlin? I say, old chap, if you wanted a bit of help rescuing Sidriss, you could have come to me, you know. I'd have been more than happy to lend you a hand. Yes, well, I thought it would be more prudent to ask young Matthew here, seeing as he was trying to complete his quest anyway. I must say, I thought you would approve. Oh, I do, old bean, I do. Now, as we have a winning team, we'd better provide them with their trophies. Yes, whenever you're ready, Merlin. I could do it, you know. Oh, please don't bother yourself. I'll do it. I'd like to do it. Well, so would I. Together, then. 2 each. There, your trophies. Congratulations, Matthew, Courtney, Imogen, and Anne-Marie. A successful quest always earns a just reward, but perhaps even more importantly than that, evil has been defeated. Not forever, maybe, but certainly for now, and that is all that any of us can ever hope to achieve. And so, your reward is richly deserved.
Wow, thanks a lot.
So, who gets the silver spurs and who gets the Fright Knights?
Is it time for Matthew and the girls to go home now, Master?
Well, I don't think there's any immediate rush, Pickle. It's such a nice day outside. We could set up the barbecue in the courtyard. Oh, yes, a wonderful idea, Treguard. Who's up for a barbecue, eh?
Ooh, yes, please, I'm starving. You'll come too, Daddy, won't you?
Yes, well, I suppose I could force down a sausage or two.
Oh, how wonderful. I'll get the firelighters.
And we're invited too, are we?
Of course you are. Come along, I'll show you the way. Fancy a sausage, Matthew? Well, passive ones, I'm afraid you can't come to our barbecue. Or perhaps you can, if you believe you can. After all, what has Knightmare ever been except a thrilling journey through the realms of fantasy, coupled with a lingering belief that you can, in some small way, be a part of it? The path from your world to mine is closing now, but you have the power to reopen it whenever you like. After all, as a wise man once wrote, life, what is it but a dream?
You can follow Temporal Discussion on Twitter, we're at NightmarePod. If you want to support the podcast, we're NightmarePod on Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, here's a shout out to keepers of the Book of Quest, Peter Pulsford, David N. Rabbit, and our newest supporter, Peter McIntosh. Advisors Benjamin Bloom, Peter Sidon, David Thompson, and Stephen Whelan, and Dungeoneer Peter Corridge. Support us on Patreon at Dungeoneer level or above to get your name mentioned in the podcast. Higher level perks also receive merchandise, have access to exclusive episodes, and if you pledge as a keeper of the Book of Quests, we'll even offer you the chance to be a guest on the podcast. Our website is nightmarepod.co.uk. If you're looking for Temporal Discussion merchandise, including t-shirts, stickers and other products, it's at nightmarepod.redbubble.com, and you can email us at podcast@nightmarepod.co.uk. And just keep telling yourself, it's only a podcast, isn't it?